All right, so this was March 17th, 2020, my youngest 17th birthday. We were all at the music hall. My wife and I had gone next door to Rue de Jean to have a drink. We came back, we heard maybe things were about to change. It might have been the last event they were going to have for a minute. And it was. The pandemic hit. So everyone was purging. We rearranged our houses. This is a living room wall in my house. Every single room looks like this. Every single room. We're about to go under the chair rails. We collect art. Most of it is done by our friends, which we're very lucky to have, great artists. These are my children, 2 of them. They're the artists in the family. I'm not an artist at all. They're the ones who painted and drew and did everything that I couldn't do. They are so talented, and their art always leaves me in awe every time. This was during the pandemic. It was such a godsend that we had our art supplies. These 3 are the artists. Again, I'm not an artist, but these 3 are fabulous, and they've supported me, and they're the reason why I'm up here. They're the reason why I applied for what I applied for. I don't know why I have notes up here. This is my wife, Lee. Poor thing, she's so patient. She did not see our dining room table for 3 months because of the art supplies, because I started cutting up all of my vintage books and magazines that I'd collected for years. We were purging. I couldn't throw them away. They were just, it's our history. It's too beautiful. This is my muse. This is the love of my life. This is Rigby Dog, and you'll see why in a minute. I found an artist on Instagram during the pandemic named Mad Collage. She had done one for her dog that was a Boston Terrier. And so I used my muse, Miss Rigby, to do this. This is my very first collage. From a vintage circus book, Southern Living 1978 are the flowers, and then the background I just spray painted, because spray paint is my best friend. No, it really is. So anyway, that was my very first one. My best friend, Cindy Herring. I was looking through these books saying I need to make another collage, but I don't have an excuse to do so. We weren't leaving the house. It was the pandemic. We were all quarantined. I found this picture, and it was her from 1942, from a circus book. So I made it for her, gave it to her for her birthday. This is my blue oasis. This was the 3rd one I ever made. Redux was calling, we all had our masks on. They were calling for auction artists, and my kids said, please do one. So I did this, and they accepted it, and I was hung with Shepherd Ferry. And it was a little crazy, yeah. So then I figured that I was good enough. So Southeastern Punk Flea Market was the first market that I attended. Well, I applied to and got into. And we thought, well, okay, we might be on to something here. And that was the very first one. It was 2 days, and we sold out. My son, Theo, the baby of the family, is the reason. They make me do everything. They push me to apply, Charleston Magazine, Redux, everything. I'm so lucky to have the family that I have. Because when I panic and I say I'm not an artist, they go, well, look what you did. And they're the reason. This is my studio, and it's probably making some of your stomach hurt. I'm sorry. But this is the chaos. It's the only way to do it. I don't understand how anybody keeps their art supplies, but these are cut pieces that I never, ever waste. I cut every day. They're just kept in bowls. And I've got hundreds of books and magazines. This is what I applied for an MUSC arts grant because they badgered me into it. And it got accepted. And it's called The Lookout. And it's one of my best pieces, and it hung in our dining room with 40 other artworks for at least a year and a half until I got up the nerve to do that. This is Day Drinking. This is my favorite, and I wanted to put it up here because it shows that you can make anything out of a collage. This is Christmas wrapping paper from 1952. This is Marilyn Monroe. This is National Geographic Endangered Wolf Pup from 1975. These are my ladybirds. This JCPenney catalog would have ended up in a landfill if I'd not cut these outfits out. And these outfits are suede and leather, and they're beachwear. So let's give a hand to the 1970s. All right? That's how it was. I can't remember what the next slide was. Okay, so I never waste anything that I cut. So I started making these. Another piece of artwork, I just couldn't throw anything away, which again, I'm so sorry, Lee, I love you. Just can't throw anything away. So it's just kind of another piece of art. If you look around enough, you can use every single supply you have. This is when I got one under the radar. I got this in the day before the deadline at 11 p.m. with, again, Theo over my shoulder going, that's not right, don't do it that way. And me just slamming the laptop closed, and then they finished it for me, and I got it. This is the epitome of everything. It's just, that was it. Now I'm in 3 stores downtown, which I never thought would happen. Southern Roots, Paper Canopy, and Low Country Eclectic. This was not supposed to be my life. Not at 52. I want to thank every single one of you, Sunday, Anna, Holly, everybody, for always accepting me and welcoming me into this community. I've never met people like y'all. Terry Fox walked into my house the first time and said, oh, you're just as weird as I am. I thought, these are my people. Thank you for having me tonight. This is a dream come true. It's just absolutely amazing. And I've never said this out loud. If anyone knows a Spoleto artist, that's my dream. We have 35 Spoleto prints in our home right now, and we have 15 Piccolo ones from Theater 99. So let's manifest that. Thank you.